so aggressive. He calls Patty Patty, and Patty only gets called Patricia when she's getting in trouble. And then it's just like the TikTok audio. You can insert it here. Patricia! Okay, it's that. Oh, Freddie didn't like that. But they're getting along. They play nicely. And Freddie has figured out where she needs to hide, either under the deck or under people's feet, so that Patty can't completely truck her ass. It's fine. They're learning. And the next question is, what should a big Eagles fan do if their husband got them a Cowboys shirt for Christmas? I could think of a couple things right out of the gate. My first instinct is cut it up and use it as a rag. That's simple, straightforward, to the point. Next, which is probably a little bit more appropriate, donate it. You don't even need that thing anymore. I have to be honest. My first thought was set it on fire. I think it's best that you get rid of the shirt in an obvious way. And then you get an Eagles green car. Might I recommend a Toyota Sienna? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. A little bit. Don't pee on that floor. Hey, don't do it. I'm going to go burn it on the driveway. Guys, women's intuition. I'm going with my gut. Burn it on the driveway. Light it on fire. Maybe in a fire pit so that it's contained. Be responsible about it, but definitely light it on fire. Okay. As a fellow girl mom, what are your thoughts on sleepovers? No. Oh, guys, we live in a different world than when we were growing up. And to be fair, I didn't even really have sleepovers when I was growing up. I think I can, off the top of my head, remember maybe 2 or 3 sleepovers that I had. No, my kids are not going for sleepovers. I will let them stay for all of the activities, and then I'll pick you up to go to bed. If you want me to take you back in the morning because people are doing like breakfast and an activity in the morning, I'll take you back. You're sleeping in your house. You know? Yeah. I have trust issues, okay? I do. Has Kylie done a Tim Tam Slammer yet? I'm so glad you asked this. For those who do not know, first of all, what a Tim Tam is, I'm going to say that it is the Australian version of an Oreo. Now, that's coming from an American. So if you are an Australian or a New Zealander who have grown up with Tim Tams, please do not come for me, because I'm now going to glaze them. Queen Emma, I'm going to glaze the shit out of these Tim Tams, okay? Now, the Tim Tam Slam, Tim Tams are a rectangular cookie that are 2 chocolate biscuits with a chocolate cream in the middle, and then they are completely enrobed, you guessed it, in more chocolate. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, what you do is, for a Tim Tam Slam, which is great because it came, my Tim Tams, I'm pretty sure they were sent to my husband. Whatever. What's his is mine and what's mine is his. You know what I'm saying? They sent it with a card, and the card actually explained a Tim Tam Slam. My favorite part about this question is that I did it for 4 Tim Tams this morning. The good news is that the nutritional facts are not structured in the way that the American snacks are. They're really easy to ignore, because then I would have to really get in there and read about it. Don't look at the front of the package. It tells you about 2 cookies. Just ignore that. Kind of like the number on your tag. Ignore it. It's not helpful information, so we just pretend it's not there. You take a Tim Tam. You take the rectangular cookie. Okay, this is not helpful. You take the rectangular cookie vertically, as if you were holding an iPhone. That's how you hold the cookie. You bite one corner, and then you bite the opposite corner. So you're biting a top corner, and then you're biting a bottom corner. They need to be opposite the cookie, diagonally across the cookie. And then you take the cookie and you put the bottom of the cookie in the coffee. It says you can do it with tea and with milk, hot chocolate. Fine. Do what makes you happy. Let me tell you, a butter pecan Dunkin' coffee getting slurped through that motherfucker. Stop it right now. You cut the shit. Okay, so let me tell you, this is why you want to use hot coffee or a warm drink. You're holding your Tim Tam. You use it like a straw. Now you're thinking, there's no way this coffee is going to come up this Tim Tam. Wrong. Immediately wrong. Oh my God. Not only does it come up the Tim Tam, okay, but then it melts the chocolate and the cookies. I want more. Now, you can eat them just straight up because I did that last night too. Oh, this is a really cohesive episode because I'm going to have to forget the number on the inside. I'm going to have to wear my postpartum jeans again. I got out of them for a minute and then I got a box of Tim Tams and now I'm going to get back in them. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy because this morning I had a Tim Tam slam and a coffee. Oh, stop it. This is where the rapid fire goes off the rail. Rapid fire who? I don't know where you can buy them locally, although I did see a couple people in my DM saying that you can buy them at World Market. I'm guessing you can order them online. We got a big box of them and there's not a single cookie broken in there. So outstanding packaging by Tim Tams. Tim Tams, I love you. Okay. That's it. Okay. Now, next question. Wedding season. What was the best shower wedding gift you and Jason received? Oof. It was a while ago, guys. 8 years. It was a while ago. I am a huge proponent of stick to the registry. I do it for baby showers. I do it for wedding gifts. I want to stick to a registry. If you're going to tell me what to get, then I'm going to get that because I am good rule follower. Now, if there isn't a registry or we're given other instructions, I'm going to listen to that too. Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy. We got a lot of gifts pertaining to dogs. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we had Winnie at the time and we loved her dearly and she was the dog I always wanted. So we put her on our wedding invitation. And I think that signaled to people we're obsessed with our dogs. Number one, you're correct. Number two, we got a gift from friends of ours that was an opportunity to have a portrait painted of our dogs. I think it's my favorite wedding gift. Shout out to Genevieve, the artist. She came and photographed the dogs and then made them into this gorgeous, I don't even have to send you a picture. It's in the background of every week. It's the one up above the fireplace. I love it so much that we have discussed where we're going to put it in the house as if it is a hard must on the wall. It has Winnie and Baloo in it, and so it's perfect, and I love every bit of it. So that's my favorite. What I will circle back to, if I cannot find something on your registry that I think I would like to buy you, it's cash or a check, guys. It's cash or a check. Don't be silly. Don't be out here trying to buy some whack-ass stuff. Just stick. If someone tells you what to get that. Unless it's a portrait of your dogs. And then do that. God, I love that fucking picture. Okay. Next question. Tips for maintaining friendships when busy with kids. It's hard. Oh, I literally don't have tips for you. If you have tips for me, can you tell me? Because I got nothing. I genuinely, here's what I've been trying, and I've not been doing a good job, admittedly. I've been trying to, when I think of someone or something, text them immediately. Because sometimes it's just opening that line of communication back up. I can't even get there right now. So just take my advice with a grain of salt. If you have advice, tag at NGL with Kylie so that I can do better and we can all do better together. How about that? This next question, were you a Disney Channel kid? If so, what is your Disney Channel Mount Rushmore? Wow. I wasn't really a Disney Channel kid. I think I'd have to go with, I think I'd have to go with Miley is obvious. Hillary, obvious. Who didn't love Lizzie McGuire? I mean, that's what dreams are made of. You know what? Brenda Song. Oh, and Selena Gomez. Wizards of Waverly Place, banger. I was a latecomer to the Disney Channel crowd. I still enjoyed it though. I was late to the party because we didn't have cable until I was a little bit older. And by a little bit older, I mean when it was an appropriate time to watch those types of shows. So I came in at the right time. Next question. Has Jason mastered putting his daughter's hairs in a ponytail? I struggle with my daughter's hair. Jason does sometimes get involved in the hair routine, especially on school mornings, because we're just sort of, running around like chickens with our heads cut off. I will remind you guys that he did have long hair at some point himself, which he often wore in a man bun. He likes to go for a bun when he does their hair. I will tell you Wyatt has the patience to allow him to do it. But the other thing I will point out is that he has man mitts. And by that, I mean his fingers. He played football for a long time. Puppy, do not pee in this house. Hold on, let me let her out. That was silly, and you look silly because you don't even fit through there. She literally got stuck. I had to pull the fence like this so that she could get her ass back through. She's a good dog, though. She's just a little sneaky. Years of football has made his hands, his dexterity is challenging. So sometimes when he's doing hair, he doesn't bend his hands. And the craziest part about that, he does it with like the palm of his hands. The craziest part about it is, and this is a running theme when I talk about my husband, is that he still nails it, which is very annoying. He's good at everything and it's a pain in my ass. But I do think he had some practice because he used to wear a man bun. So now he does try to do buns. They're lower than I would put them, but they always come out looking good. So annoying. This is why I married him. At least I can be on his team. This person asked, when is the Suck My Ass merch coming? Whenever you want. Literally, the next drop will have an SMA. Maybe we should just embroider SMA on a sweatshirt. And then people will be like, I wonder what that is. It means, and then when people ask you, you can go, suck my ass. Like imagination. Okay. That's it. All right. That's it for Ask Me Some Things. I'll be back after these messages from me. If you're a real one, you know I was very reluctant to embrace minivan life, but it's been a year and I can semi-confidently say I'm all in. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself in how much I enjoy the Toyota Sienna, but I do have to admit, I like it. We've taken the Sienna on so many trips, but I will say the best part has been being able to literally fit our entire 6-person family in this car and the ridiculous things that happen in the backseat with 4 tiny humans. It's nuts back there. Sometimes I pretend it's not happening. I also literally cannot lie. I love the Sienna's features. The vacuum. Yeah. The breakfast and snacks that come along in the car, they're inevitable. I've tried to stop them and I can't. So the vacuum is unreal. The trunk space also, I can fit a double stroller easily with room for more stuff. That is what I need. If you're looking not only for a great car to get you from point A to point B, but also a space that you can basically fit your entire life into, I highly recommend the Toyota Sienna. And going for a test drive at your local Toyota dealership, you can learn more at toyota.com/Sienna. And remember, it's not the places we go, but the people we go with that matter. Now, before we close out this episode, Queen Emma thought it'd be fun to debut a brand new segment ahead of Mother's Day. And I thought I should have known the ellipsis was in there. I should have known. And I thought it'd be fun to finally make her be on camera. No. This is the agreement for doing a solo episode. So suck it to Emma. Introducing what to expect when you've already expected. Now, I say this all the time. People see that I have 4 children and ask me about parenting advice as if I know what the hell I'm doing. I don't. But since this hasn't stopped anyone from asking, I figured I'd at least attempt to answer some new parent questions as someone who has already expected 4 times. Don't pee in this house. Hey! Don't do it. Queen Emma is a new mom to an almost 2-year-old and asks me questions like this all the time. Queen Emma, what do you got for me today?
Yes. Simon, my 2-year-old, Kylie, and I ask you about him all the time.
Yes.
And I'm so glad
Benny's his babysitter.
Yes, Benny is his babysitter. It makes a lot of sense. I'm so glad that you forced me to come on today to talk about this, but I do have a lot of questions. So
perfect.
The first question is very important. How do I get him to eat anything besides strawberries and mac and cheese?
You don't.
Okay. Great. Thanks. I'm glad we did this segment. I'm struggling. He doesn't eat. How do you get them to eat? It's really frustrating.
No, it's trash. It actually sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I go with offer. So if you make a plate, offer other things. One day they might try it. They might. And that's exciting. But he's not gonna. I've talked to Simon. He said no. He actually said no. So, I would try putting colorful things on the plate, whether it's orange peppers, things like that, where you're like, there's no chance he's going to eat it. Put it on the plate anyway. Put it on the plate. Worst case scenario, you eat it on the way to the trash can. You could always cut it into pretty shapes, although I opted out of that way early because I was just like, they're either going to eat it or they're not.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I have seen that the girls and I sometimes do is we do different size bites of things. So you can say, how big of a bite would a mouse take? And then they take a bite like a mouse, so a little nibble. And then you say like, oh, was it good? And if they say yes, you say, oh my gosh, if it's good, take a bite like an elephant. And then they like shove the whole thing in their mouth. That's what I would say about getting him to eat anything besides strawberry and mac and cheese. I would like to point out one of my favorite stories about Simon is the fact that he got to go see his aunt get married in Italy. Queen Emma's sister was getting married and Queen Emma brought him Easy Mac.
Yep.
And microwaved Easy mac and cheese in Italy.
Tuscany. Yep.
Yes.
Beautiful setting. The
best pasta in the world.
Best in the world. We had to track down a microwave.
3.5 minutes, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Yeah.
He ate it.
Yes, he did.
That's about all he ate.
Yeah. That's what matters.
Great. Well, I'll try the animal bites. That could actually, that's a good tip. I appreciate that one.
Yeah.
He, I think I've told you this. I've told you this before, but he does love cheeseburgers. But last night, he said no. He said no to cheeseburgers. I don't know. Like, what do you do when...
It's so funny that it's strawberries, mac and cheese, and cheeseburgers.
I know.
I couldn't get one of my kids to eat a cheeseburger if my life depended on it.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeseburger. I like that he keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I love cheeseburgers. Tonight, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what he said? Last night, you said cheeseburger, and he said, suck my ass.
He sure did. It's like, I thought that was the sure thing. That's like, okay, we can get him to eat this. It's protein. Like, we feel good about it. Nope.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's just like, what are you going to eat? Okay.
Air and strawberries.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Next one for you. He did hit me in the head with a microphone toy the other day. And you know me pretty well. I'm not the best disciplinarian. How gentle parenting, not involuntary gentle parenting over here. How do I communicate to a 2-year-old, hey, let's maybe not hit mom?
Okay, first question. Did you fake cry?
No, I should do that. That's a good one? Okay.
Because even though you're an adult, so you're not gonna cry. Maybe you will. Depends on the day. I don't know. Some days I've been like, that was my breaking point. That was the straw. It sounds so terrible. There's going to be a population of people who are like, that's not the appropriate way to do this. And I don't know, guys, I've always said I'm not the appropriate person to ask these questions to. So this is the risk you run. I would fake cry. I would start by fake crying. I would do like an exaggerated ow. One of our kids, I don't remember who it was, went through a biting phase where I was getting bitten a lot. And something that I looked up said that you needed to be sort of more exaggerative in the response that you had and make it clear that you sort of respond in a way that they would respond if that were to happen to them. So if you get hit, then sort of like this ow and sort of a crying situation, and see if it turns out into like a I'm sorry or like a pat on the back or something like that. The other side of it is take the toy, especially if it's a toy that they love. I know that sounds terrible, but if they just pick up a toy and hit you with it, it's like if you take away the toy, it's not really going to have an impact. If he was playing with the microphone for quite some time, or he was excited about the microphone and then he hits you on the head with it, you can take it away and just calmly explain to him that we don't hit. And if you hit, you will have your toys taken away. Even if it feels like he's not going to get that, the point of that. I still think it's important to do that because they understand the tone and he'll probably understand it even if he ignores you. So be prepared for that. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for him to bop you and then you just be like, okay.
I think I did say no, like a puppy.
Good. We love a firm no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see it happening again. So I think this is good advice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe, try an ow and a cry.
Yep.
And also take the toy and explain why we don't do that.
That's good. Thank you.
And again, completely unqualified to provide advice to anyone.
Perfect. Great. That's why I came to you. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. You'll need it. That's it for what to expect when you've already expected. Thank you, Queen Emma. Next time, we also want to hear from the real ones. Send in your parenting questions for me at NGL with Kylie, and maybe Queen Emma will come on and read them to me.
Imagine this. What if the most talked about couple in the world didn't just live their love story, but actually followed a perfectly written script, one that feels so real, so relatable, that people can't stop watching? That's exactly the vibe Kylie hinted at on the podcast, and honestly, it's got fans buzzing for a reason. Picture Taylor and Travis stepping into married life, not as untouchable superstars, but as a duo figuring things out like everyone else, arguing over what to watch on Netflix, laughing about inside jokes no one else understands, and turning even the smallest moments into something unforgettable. It's not about the red carpets anymore. It's about quiet mornings, spontaneous road trips, and that kind of connection that feels effortless but powerful at the same time. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Kylie's perfect script doesn't just stop at romance. It paints this picture of balance. Taylor's still dominating the music world, Travis still owning the field, but both showing up for each other in ways that feel genuine, not performative. Imagine Travis being the loudest cheerleader at her concerts, and Taylor casually turning game days into iconic moments just by being there. It's like two worlds colliding, but instead of chaos, it creates something iconic, something people can't help but root for. And let's be real, what makes this script go viral in people's minds is how human it feels. The idea that even with all the fame, they'd still deal with everyday stuff, missed calls, busy schedules, trying to make time for date nights. That contrast between global fame and normal life, that's the hook. That's what makes people stop scrolling and think, wait, I want this to be real. But here's the twist. This isn't just about them. It's about the fantasy we all kind of love. The idea that two people from completely different worlds can meet, connect, and actually make it work without losing who they are. Kylie didn't just describe a future. She tapped into a storyline that feels bigger than celebrity gossip. It's almost like a modern fairy tale, but without the cliches, more real, more raw, and way more relatable. And maybe that's why everyone's so obsessed with this idea. Because it's not just a what if, it feels like a this could actually happen.